showed a lot of potential into the hands of Gosu. So Hellcurt and Basha being banned, and that's the Kaja. I believe this is a really good steal for them.
That is a Belleric being hovered here by Gosu.
Which is being reworked, if I'm not mistaken.
Already reworked.
Yep.
Instead, we're going to get a Kufra and an X-Borg
into the hands of Gosu. You know, we've seen them. They are really methodical and having that Kufra. And this is what we're talking about. Farsa being left out, but you have the Cho. He can quickly go into the back line, kick someone out who's going to catch that Farsa. You have the X-Borg, just put a lot of true damage against the team, and you have the Tyrant's Revenge from Unseen. There's so many things that you can set up into the hands of Gosu.
What I'm seeing here on the side of Ignite Esports, yeah, they got good individual skirmishes, so to speak, but they don't have that big 5-man initiate that Gosu inherently has with that Cho, with that Kufra, with that X-Borg. Yeah. A lot of people know that I am a tank spammer. I am a tank main. And
Nomad right
I'm gonna be honest. If a team composition does not have a big multiple AOE initiate, that team more than likely is gonna lose. But you know, Ignite Esports just might prove me wrong. I mean, yeah, there are still a lot of individual initiates here with the Divine Judgment, with Grok just going for the Wild Charge, Guardian's Barrier just blocking out anybody. It's not a hard CC.
Yeah. It's not as hard it is as how, like, the usual Akai, the Kufra with the Tyrants. But yeah, it's kind of surprising that we've seen the shakeup that we've talked about a while ago. But right now, who are you going with?
I'm leaning towards Gosu with this composition. If I'm gonna be honest with you, it's really going to be a Gosu game. That's how confident I am with these guys. Speaking of Gosu, Pink Fluffy Bunny is gonna be on that Granger, Escanor on that Cho, Basic on that Farsa, Unseen on that Kufra, and Deeb on that X-Borg.
And of course, Ignite Esports, Isan onto that Grok, Sakuragi onto the Harriet, Saksa onto the Bruno, Kiki onto that Kaja, Yasu onto the Thams. And they are just showing those early skirmishes, just opting for a bit of a farm. Remember, Gosu isn't the team who's really as aggressive as how Ignite Esports on game 1, but they know what to do as the game moves on. They're like the ticking time bomb of the teams right now.
Yeah, Ignite Esports is playing to their strengths right now. They have a good early game pressure here. They are once again going to try to go for the bottom lane.
And it's kind of the same as game 1 that they really wanted to go for that kind of a trade-off. But remember, this is Gosu. They know what to do. And right now, Unseen being killed, it was the same story as game 1. It kind of opens the top lane, and it's taking them too much time. This is a 4-man dive, but that kind of took them a lot of time. Opens up the Granger, rotated onto the top side, just going to trade the towers, and this is a big farm for Pink Fluffy Bunny. Again, timers.
Timers are what matters here. Again, this is an even fight in the early game. Just like what we said earlier on, timers are what happens here. Pink Fluffy Bunny, as long as he keeps getting the farm that he needs, he's going to be a big problem here. But Deeb might just get caught here. It is a 3v1. Forces out the flicker. He's not going to be able to escape now. Unseen jumps in. He managed to escape with that flicker.
Unseen with the play. Really good play right there, but Sakuragi goes for the Zaman Forces. Deeb will be the next one's going down. Wild Charge as well. Unseen, is it the time that you're going down into the hands of Ignite Esports, as Basic is having the time of his life, not entirely putting all the damage, but he's going to survive.
Gonna be surviving a almost a 1-for-1 trade there. And the minute, a 1-for-2.
2-for-1.
A 2-for-1.
Unseen and I think that was Deeb. Died.
Oh yeah, it's Deeb because he was low, managed to escape.
Sakuragi with the Zaman Force. Yep.
It's sad that Deeb wasn't level 4. Then if he was, Last Insanity is gonna change the tide there in that mid lane fight. But the turtle was a pivotal factor during game number 1. This should be something that Ignite Esports wants to get.
Yeah, that's another change that they need to do, the objective play.
Oh,
But right
there goes
now,
that last Insanity, bringing down the
Woo!
HP of Eson. That's going to be Forest Basic securing the kill onto Eson. Deep overstaying is welcome. Going to try to secure this buff here over the bottom lane, but that is going to be one going down again over the top lane. Another kill going to the side of Gosu.
This is, I mean, Gosu, they have the timers. Ignite Esports burned all of their ultis onto the mid lane after that fight. And right now, it's time to fight for the turtle. They don't have the prior resources, and they are being outplayed by Gosu again and again.
Objectives is the name of the game in the Mobile Legends Backman Professional League here. Gosu securing the first turtle of the game. Both of these guys did secure the tier 1 turrets, but Ignite Esports is going to try to go for the mid lane turret, as well as Gosu trading it for the tier 1 turret over to the bottom lane.
Yeah, same story as game 1. They are losing some of those towers, but they're gaining some of the objectives. Remember, they took the turtle. Yes, it was a lost mid lane, kind of opened up the rotation factor of Ignite Esports, but they were able to answer with a tower onto the bottom side. Again and again, Gosu isn't letting Ignite Esports create a huge gap.
Basically trying to bait himself, like, hey, I'm out here and right in the middle. Come
yeah,
at me.
Come at me, bro.
Oh, there goes the flicker onto the wild charge. Zamafor is going to be placed down. Last Insanity is not going to be connecting to a lot of people. That is going to be a 1-for-1 trade over in the middle lane, and Deeb is going to be chased down by Sakuragi. Sakuragi has to fall back here unseen, might just be able to catch him off. One Tyrant's Rage is going to be enough, but the Synchro Fission does not connect. Fire Missile is going to be used to just push them back. Meanwhile, over to the bottom lane, Pink Fluffy Bunny as well as Escanor are going to be on the bottom lane, applying a lot of pressure, but they are going to be disengaging, going back into the mid lane.
It was a good play coming in from Ignite Esports. Kiki, the unsung hero, was able to pull Basic across the wall into the mid lane tower, and there's no answer with any feathered airstrike. Wasn't able to bail himself out. Kinda puts a lot of pressure to Gosu because they lost another member. Deeb, not entirely having the Faraga armor, doesn't want to go in. Trying to play with fire against Sakuragi, but Sakuragi, of course, the Harriet, still slippery. Got that early damage. You don't want to go inside too far with that Harriet.
As far as popping the old once again, going for Eson, zoning everybody away from the turtle. Once again, that's going to be another objective secured by Gosu, and again, it goes to Pink Fluffy Bunny. He's currently sitting at 2-0-2.
Yeah, and it feels like if you're taking turtles again and again, it might cost you the game. Gosu being methodical, objectives after objectives, trade-off after trade-off. Yes, they might got those kills, but you can clearly see the gold advantage. That it isn't far as how Ignite Esports is putting a lot of resources into a single person against Gosu.
And Deeb does have the last Insanity, but he's not going to be expending that onto Eson alone. And this is a siege by Gosu. If anything, Thumbs, Yasuo on that Thumbs should start going in with his team and try to prevent Gosu from securing another objective here on the mid lane.
You already have the Flicker plus the Divine Judgment. It kind of says a lot that this is a go time for Ignite Esports. Blade of Despair being secured by Escanor. And this Escanor isn't the same as game 1 who got that 1-for-1. He's sitting on a no death. And having the Blade of Despair, he can just burst someone down with a very good Wave of Dragon.
One good Wave of Dragon towards Harith or Bruno will turn the tides of the battle. And that is going to be a pause being called by these teams. But I just got to ask you, though, what do you think is the game plan here for Ignite Esports? They are slowly edging out their lead bit by bit here, not in terms of securing the turtles, but in terms of securing the objectives, all of the other important map control objectives here. Yeah,
they know how to maximize their lineup right now. Yes, the early game is really good, but they are not overcommitting. They don't have that 100% confidence that they can take on someone. They just have to be patiently waiting as what Ghost is doing. But this Granger, again and again, being the well-farmed hero into this game, they need that Kaja with the Flicker plus the Divine Judgment to kill him and then go for those big plays as Harith with that Zaman Force to destroy the backline against Basic.
Basic has been doing a better job as a Forza here compared to how Ignite Esports use the Forza, but so far Basic has not been that much of a threat here. The threat here, in all reality, is going to be Escanor on that show, and as well as Deep.
Next big fight, Nomad, and they are going in for the turtle.
And that's going to be a turtle secured by Gosu. They are going to be falling back, but Ison is going to be the primary target here. The HP is going to be really low. Unseen is out. Sakuragi is going to go down as well, but it has a Basic. That's going to be the shutdown. Saksa forcing the flicker away from Pink Fluffy Bunny.
Basic knows it's go time. Cast the feathered airstrike. Once Harriet goes down, no one's catching me. No one's going to jump me into the backline, so it's time to pop the ulti off. And Kiki right now, they are baiting in and they are onto the side, puts the slow, puts the slide away. Feathered airstrike once again, once and for all, but wasn't able to really take down someone.
Oh no, Deep is overstaying his welcome here. He should have just backed off here. Firaga armor is not going to be enough to defend him there. And he is backing off now.
Oh yes, indeed, as Kiki playing with the brush play. Still got that flicker, but no divine. Oh! Respect the guy. Respect the Granger. You are in danger indeed, as Pink Fluffy Bunny was able to put the bullet into the head of Kiki. It don't really wanted to mess with the Granger in front, face to face.
You don't.
We're seeing that again and again.
You don't rush in front of a guy that's shooting a gun.
Yeah, I did.
Right
above there.
The wall.
Right
Get sprayed
there.
down in the face. But while that's happening, there goes the last insanity, bursting onto Yasuo. Ison's going to be forced to fall back here, sieging up the top lane turn, but Escanor is going to be sieging up the mid lane as well.
This is bad. No Sakuragi, no Yasuo, and this is an open mid lane tower for them, answering the trade-off a while ago. And Escanor with the Blade of Despair is enough to take down towers all across the board. But 15 seconds for the next objective. They are just going back for the items, and they want to burn all the resources first and fight for the next one.
All things considered, this is a pretty even fight compared to game number 1, where the gold lead now is just around 3,000, where earlier on it was a 5,000, 6,000 gold lead in favor of Gosu. Now we see a fighting chance for Ignite Esports. They just have to not give away kills, just like what Kiki did.
Yeah, you need to be more cautious. You gotta respect the lineup of Gosu, and if you've seen their game 1 play, Pink Fluffy Bunny is a ticking time bomb, and having that endless battle on top of Blade of Despair, sitting on a 402, free hitting everyone into the backline. You need to do something about that.
You really need to do something about that, and Pink Fluffy Bunny just taking his precious time, just securing the Lord, while the rest of Gosu is going to be securing everybody there. But Kiki, do you love me? That is what Basic asked. And Kiki's going to go down. Aeson's going to go down. Almost going to go down, but finally goes down. But it had
Sakuragi
backline though.
Flank indeed, as Unseen was able to survive the shields. They are playing against fire. Was able to shut down Pink Fluffy Bunny, but Basic with the answer. Escanor into the backup. This will be the Lord of 4-2 trade in favor of Gosu. And also the towers being pushed by Gosu after this. But of course, they're not going to stop as Yasuo is going for the answer, the kick, the way of the dragon, and here we go. Feathered airstrike, free cast all around. Basic with that magic damage. So many catch potential for Gosu.
So many. They play with fire as if it were their last. That is Gosu coming out on top once again in that fight, but the gold lead is not as big as you expected it to be. It's only a 3,000 gold lead. Map presence is still pretty even. They are gonna try to go for Escanor over the bottom lane.
Oh, this is bad!
Wanzama Force and the Divine Judgment bursting out. Escanor there.
Oh my goodness, that was bad.
Unseen looking for a fight.
Unseen indeed, just trying to look for those catch potentials. They know they don't have the Divine Judgment and no Zaman Force. Like, go!
Basic is starting to be a problem now.
And that's the Farsa that you need. And that's the reason why Farsa is a highly contended player right now with a good amount of heal, good amount of frontline. Basic is really doing it as Pink Fluffy Bunny is looking for the opening scope shot right now. Sakuragi tanking too much of the damage against the Lord, and you can see the Detonata and the airstrike flying all around. Basic, Kiki in the front line, Sakuragi playing with fire against Deeb, and the Zaman Force pops off the immortality.
And Deeb is going to be forced to go flicker away from that. Farsa securing the kill onto Sam. Saksa in the back lines will be able to secure that. Sakuragi's going to go down. Sakuragi's not gonna go down. He's
another one from Saksa, looking for the kill. Here comes another one. Escanor trying to be the slippery guy. He doesn't want to die yet, but this is Saksa and Sakuragi single-handedly trying to take a tower. Virago armor doesn't need to be popped off. Escanor might be the next casualty as Isa on one charge, and the kick from Saksa in a matter of time. No, he's really slippery, but Saksa again and again doing his best to destroy everyone.
Bruno has been a sleeper this entire game. We did not notice Bruno's sudden snap into the gameplay. His presence now being felt, and it's now going to be a primary problem because he can take down turrets quite easily here as well as tanks because Unseen is being melted there. Immortality is going to be popped, but that's going to be Sakuragi overtaking his weapon there, being killed by the Rhapsody from Pink Fluffy Bunny.
Yeah, and you gotta remember that Unseen was able to survive that engage. Really solid play. And our Koofers right now are really showing big plays one after another. But Saksa right now, he's on the radar. He's ready to ignite the flames to win this game too.
Balls to the wall here is the playstyle of Ignite Esports, and they are bringing everything on the line. They need Saksa to join the fight because he's currently at 8-1. He can melt practically anybody here on the side of Gosu. They just need to keep him safe. Yeah, and the only way to keep him safe is just eliminate Escanor or Unseen.
You gotta respect Escanor. He's been playing really good with those show. He may not be displaying all with the standings, but he prioritizes those targets. And remember, with one kick, 2 drops of airstrike can destroy anyone from Ignite Esports.
Yeah, let's not discount Farsa away from this game because one airstrike is all it takes to put all the HPs of Ignite Esports down to half.
Oh, Unseen is trying to roam around. Divine Judgment.
Oh, Kiki, do you love me? Unseen is going to get pulled.
I'm not sure is he going to survive. That Bruno is present. Zaman Force all around. Here comes the airstrike. And last Sanity wasn't able to catch anyone. And this might be the bad side of Gosu, not entirely investing for a solid tank.
They're not. Yeah, they're leaving. They gave Bruno a lot of space to work with. They should have been applying a lot of pressure because late game Bruno is a problematic Bruno.
Yeah, and it shows right now because they're having a hard time on raiding the base or stopping.
Oh, nice Divine Judgment
against that basic.
Sakuragi pushing forward.
Even Sakuragi sealing that deal against Pink Fluffy Bunny. And the Bunny right now looking for an Easter egg as he goes down, and this will be another tower. Bruno is really looking smart, and they are going for the base.
And they're going to try to defend this, but I don't think it's going to be enough because that is going to be Ignite Esports forcing a Game 3. Yep. We have ourselves a series here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. And this is really looking different because we've seen Ignite Esports. They know that once you took down basic, it's go time. There's no zoning potential. There's no wide range damage. There's no Escanor is going to land those kicks, and they were able to maximize the Kufra Divine Judgment again and again. And there's a reason why Kufra is one of those key supports into some of those games.
Key support indeed. And let's again, I really want to convince Saksa there. And the rest of Gosu actually, because they gave Saksa a lot of space to work with.
Yeah.
They allowed Saksa to just secure a lot of items. Secure all of his items. Secure a lot of farm. That just just allowed them to snowball, because that's one thing that you have to prevent if you are going up against a Bruno. You have to always apply a lot of pressure. We've been seeing a lot of Bruno games during the last season where Bruno wasn't actually fully utilized to his potential. Most notably was when Few just decided to pick up Bruno during the last matchup that they had as Signal Ultra when he was still part of Signal Ultra in the regular season. He made it out alive because of that Bruno just reaching the late game.
Remember, you asked me a while ago what's the shakeup that they need. They took the Kaja, they took the Harith, they changed the damage dealer, and it really shows right now how well Ignite Esports adapt into this bad situation. And Gosu, really, they did put the fight. They used the Farsa in a very good fashion. It's just that the outplay that the Ignite needed showed up.
They relied a lot on Escanor going in for the split push that they forgot to just push as a team.
Yeah, they could have Ghost for the 5-5 scenarios because they can win onto those clash.
Yeah, and the more that Ignite Esports just were able to just pick off anybody from Gosu because of that Kaja, the more they were able to just bounce back into the game, which is something that should not happen in the conversation that Gosu has, because they could protect anybody against that Kaja.
Whoa, you can see Saxo right there doing all the work. And really, he's really doing his best on taking down everyone, even inside the base.
Inside the base, not having a care of the world. Not having a care of the world there. Nothing that Ignite Esports, Gosu, I mean, could have done there to prevent the
and of course,
the end from coming. But yeah,
Saxa
is our MVP.
Is our guy, as he was able to deal around 80k, 80,000 damage right there with a 913 KDA. Really good stuff for this guy.
Not really. Very good stuff from Saxa.
Yes, indeed.
And again, commending the entirety of Ignite Esports here, because they were just able to buy a lot of time for Saxa in order for him to just farm up and be a problem in the late game. Only thing that Gosu could have done there was prevent that from happening. Just apply a lot of pressure on Bruno. Make sure that he does not get killed. Make sure that he does not get any farms. But that wasn't the case. And that was the story 1-1.
Yeah.
Game 3. Game 3.
Game 3. And of course, you asked me a while ago what Ignite Esports need to change. How about you? What Gosu needs to change right now?
Gosu just needs to play to their strengths, where they're just playing as a team. Secure more objectives. If they see a Bruno coming up again, might as well just switch up the Selena and go for a Bruno ban. Respect that Bruno, because Bruno was a problem. If they're going to be playing against a Bruno, apply a lot of pressure on that Bruno.
Yeah.
Don't let Bruno thrive. Bruno thriving is something that you do not want to happen.
And yeah, and if you're playing a Granger, you gotta remove the Bruno, because that's the only hero that can contest the damage of a Granger. And I think Farsa isn't really that. No, not
Farsa.
really.
I mean, Farsa was a problem for Ignite Esports, but Bruno just outshined.
I mean,
Farsa
after the Predator airstrike, what's next?
Run away, regroup,
right?
Wait for the cooldown.
Right?
That's it.
Lunox can go for the Chaos Bolt, can go for the deep dives. I think Farsa, yes, she is really good. I mean, come on, guys. The meta is really on her. But if you're not landing those key targets or not having those catch potential, not really entirely having the best follow-up, you're going to have a problem, because that single ult isn't really catching into anyone's HP. So, compared to the Chaos Bolt that you can just land again and again and again, it's really good. And Ignite Esports not really opting for their Masha. It kind of says a lot that right now they need to unleash the beast, because this is a 1-1, and if you don't want to play on the lower bracket against Signal Ultra, you need to work on this.
Yeah, and if anything, if you're going up against Signal Ultra in the lower bracket, you're going to be having a hard time, because Signal Ultra is going to be looking for pain. They're going to be going in for the gauntlet here to go back into the upper bracket to secure their slot. That is what Signal Ultra wants, and they will be having a hard time. They're going to be pouring it out, and whoever is going to be facing Signal Ultra, I'm sorry for you guys.
Yeah, but right now we need to focus on what's in and what's right now into our screen. Ignite, Gosu. They need.
I'd like to
Yep.
go back to what you said earlier on, because just like what you said, Ignite Esports was a team during their championship run in that other tournament. They were a team that were just able to split push their way to victory.
Yeah,
Do you think they should start resorting there?
they need to unleash the Masha. Because once again, they are being outplayed on, or it may not be split push. The pick-offs really work well. Remember, Gosu played into their strength as a team, as a whole squad rotating onto objective. And they are being destroyed by the assassination of Harith onto the backlines. Sakuragi works well on that one. Kiki playing as the Kaja was able to pull away someone. So if you're picking off Gosu one by one and losing their strength one by one, they're going down in flames.
And Masha is the proper hero to pick if you want to go for
Split.
this split pushing, wrecking anybody that
Yes.
goes into your way during that split push. Because Masha is a good duelist. And when she got introduced, I immediately picked up Masha. And I enjoyed my time with Masha because the more HP she loses, the more she hurts.
Yeah.
The more life steal she gets, and if you build the right items, you get the right emblems, you'll be able to eliminate anybody. You can take down the Lord on your own, without any problems. You can take down the Turtle on your own without any problems. That is what Masha's strength is. Objective takes.
Yeah.
Not-
Second game, yes, he got the damage, but wasn't able to pop someone, wasn't able to peel, to set up for the good stuff. So I think he needs to go on a different path right now.
Needs to. I
Your
mean, he
team
can't
is
do
banned.
ACKTD or Yelly Hayes show there.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
he did try his best,
Your team is
and it
Yeah,
did show.
yeah, you gotta respect the guy, but we need right now into a 1-1 scenario. You gotta show the card. You gotta play the royal flush.
Play the royal flush or just pull out the ace under your
Yep.
sleeve. That is what we are going to be seeing here because we are in the draft phase of game number 3. Gosu banning out Selena and Valor. Ignite Esports opting for a Harith and a Hylos.
Farsa.
Yes, and
Your
Gosu
team
is still
is
going to stick
picking.
into the Farsa. Yes, they can. They were able to run it. They were able to put it into their favor. The pain has been felt. There's so many disengaged fight
team
because
is
of
picking.
those airstrike, but
Am I seeing a Zask?
before Zask Cho into the hands of Ignite Esports. Remember, we have a Masha player here, and he's going to be the Cho,
Ranger,
who is
Carmilla,
really good into split
Your
pushing.
team is
And you have the
picking.
early game Grok. But Gosu was able to get that Camilla.
Yeah, a Carmilla and a Granger. I thought I was going to see a Zask,
Here.
which is another viable hero to go for
Yes,
split
yes.
pushes, but not necessarily
And having
in
those pets.
this meta, yeah.
But I think that was too much zoning. And if you're going to draft a diver comp into Ignite Esports, the Cho, a Ling or a Grok,
Ling,
the
Your
Zask
team
will
is
pop
banning.
off because you're already protecting our far side. And you don't want also to protect a Zask.
Man, a Ling is again Ling.
This is
Just like
greedy.
what I said, Ling is a good
Your team
duelist,
is
a good
banned.
assassin for that matter, because Ling's crit
Your
is going to
team
be
is
scaling
picking.
Diggy's still open.
25% crit,
Yeah.
crit strike chance, and a
Your
lot
team
of
is
the other
picking.
skills that Ling has will be
Should be a Basha Diggy.
able to eliminate a lot of people. But look at that, a Basha and a Jawhead Thumbs potentially being.
The Jawhead is
Jawhead.
good because you can eject the Ling, but you don't have the time journey
Your
to
team
protect
is
anyone
picking.
as of now. And if
An
you're
Akai.
going to draft an Akai, this is an all dive into Ignite Esports, Way of the Dragon, into that wall charge, plus the Akai. Oh my goodness. This is really looking bad for Gosu for me. I think this is not the best Gosu play or draft. Well, how about you?
Mm. I have a feeling that if Gosu plays this right, like if they just play it real well, work to their strengths, which is just securing objectives, they might just have the upper hand. But they just have to watch out for Ling. Ling is the number one problem here. Is a thorn on the side here for Gosu. Ling will be able to take out all the squishy champions that Gosu has without any problems. And Gosu needs to split push. They also need to watch out for the Cho that can also split push.
Yeah, and considering that you have a Farsa who's standing, casting all of this magic, Link can jump in, destroy her. Yes, she might be ejected, but you gotta consider the other factors from Ignite Esports. They got that show, the Akai, who can just throw you off if you wanted to go in. And Sakuragi on that Kimi, it kind of signals a lot that they want to peel away for that free damage. And Saksa is always going to play for the Link.
I mean, aside from just peeling away from that Kimi, they can also just apply a lot of pressure in terms of securing objectives in the mid lane. Let's also have a focus on the top lane, where Ignite Esports is just completely trying to secure the tier 1 objective here with Yasuo. And speaking of Yasuo, he is going to be playing that Cho on the side of Ignite Esports.
Rotation. And look at the map. They are being denied by Saksa and Sakuragi. They just want to stop anyone who's going to respond to the top side, and it worked well. And right now they're having a problem on answering the towers. Yes, they got that Kamala, but not sure if Deed is ready for the damage of Ignite Esports.
Well, this is a basic. I think this is already going to be a trademark for Ignite Esports, just securing the tier 1 turret as fast as they can. They just demolish that turret in 1 minute 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But they need to not overextend, just like what they did during game number 1. Just apply equal amount of pressure, just like what they did in game number 2.
Yeah, and combining those, they need to adapt to the power of Gosu. Yes, the objective play is really solid, and they can just take advantage of that one to have those setups that can catch them off guard. But right now, Gosu still standing their ground. The aggression of Ignite Esports show here as Cho jumped into the back lines, but Pink Fluffy Bunny is also present here at the bottom side.
Oh, wave the dragon.
Oh!
And that's going to be unseen, being blocked out by the Guardian's Barrier. Not going to be able to answer as much though, but we do see Carmilla just in the back lines trying to chase away that Akai, but that's going to be a regroup by Ignite Esports.
Yeah, I think Carmella is really good in terms of zoning everyone who's going to go up against the Farsa. Kind of puts an extra layer of protection besides from Jawhead, because the damage of Carmella is really huge and you don't really want it to go walking in and being killed.
Yeah, and typically some people do play Carmilla as a tank support as well, but we've had more than enough tanks here on the side of Gosu. We already have Basha and Jawhead, which means a lot of damage output is going to be expected here.
Yep, and sticking on to that Carmella, who can just go ahead and put a bit of a threat against the Ignite Esports, who's really aggressive in terms of the tower diving, but the objective play. Right now, Ignite is the one who's advancing the steps, 2 steps ahead.
And that is going to be bad for Escanor. First blood finally going on to the hands of Gaming there. Raptor Machete being picked up by Pink Fluffy Bunny as they tried to push their way towards the bottom lane, but they won't be able to secure that. Akai is going to be caught off guard here. But Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? He's going to try to go for the blender to the 1,000 pounder. Not connecting with that Pink Fluffy Bunny though.
No.
Dangerously low. Kiki is going to show his love onto Pink Fluffy Bunny, but that's going to be D securing the kill onto Sakuragi over in the mid lane. Kiki surviving.
Isan goes for the wild charge. This is a 5-man and they need to run away. Bail out after that kill. Isan really showing that he's tanky enough, and even Saksa, he was short in his life, but still he was able to jump away and provide a really good damage, just take down Pink Fluffy Bunny.
It was already a good enough trade for Ignite Esports. They secured the mid lane turret plus a kill onto Pink Fluffy Bunny. They're trying to stop it from happening.
High tanks, they're just looking at each other.
The Brusco brothers are just...
no.
Ejected all towards the turret!
But Saksa isn't going to stop. Puts a really good amount of damage. Here comes the backup. Unseen and deep into the back lines. He's going for the flank. Yasuo jumps around. He's dancing away into the beat of Deeb. And they're just going to bail out safely.
And while that's happening, Deeb is going to be overstaying his welcome there. He needs to back off.
No Hurricane Dance yet. No one's going to be pinned down. Unless they really wanted to commit on this one.
Hurricane Dance is now available here. Onto Kiki. Go Farsa going in for the airstrike.
There's a cooldown into the airstrike. 9 seconds before the turtles show up. And they are roaming around the vicinity of that turtle. Deep, Escanor, Sakuragi just playing again with the fire. The energy transformation puts a lot of damage into the tower, but into the backline that's going to be Isan looking for the flank, and this might be
Deep in the backlines. There goes Farsa going in for the airstrike, zoning everybody out. Nobody dying so far. This has been a prolonged team fight. Kiki, though, is going to get caught off guard. HP dropping dangerously low. Hurricane Dance is going to be committed onto Deep. A lot of pressure there. Kimi's going to be able to spray down Deep there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Maximum charge has to be committed there.
Flickers in for the wild charge. Wasn't to go for the setup of the rockets right there. That was close enough. Jumps in. Saksa dancing all around the terrain, looking for a prior target, but all the teams bailing out. Yasuo, Ignite Esports. This is the power of the split push right now.
Nice call for D to go for the blade armor just to deflect a lot of damage there. Turtle secured by Ignite Esports. They are going to be pushing in. Gorgeous Barrier is going to be committed onto Unseen so that he doesn't walk back easily. But Ignite Esports is going to be disengaging here. That's going to be another turret destroyed there. Tier 1 turret and the bottom lane is out. Opens up the turret.
You need someone who's going to peel for the Farsa or is going to set up for the eject. So they need to rotate. That Jawhead puts a lot of pressure. And Yasuo just going for those free split push. But right now, Feather Airstrike going up against Unseen. Deeb playing with fire, looking for this target, but Saksa is around, puts the critical all around with those damage dealers. Goes for the Tempest of the Blades, really good stuff. Jumping all around a Pink Fluffy Bunny for the backup, but Yasuo is there for the flank. Here comes the airstrike. Kiki might be the next target. Escanor goes for the flicker to save himself, but tower is down onto the top side. Gosu needs to go in.
To be honest, that was a defensive Tempest of Blades. That should not have been used defensively there. If anything, the Tempest of Blades could have been used in the backlines instead of just escaping the side of Gosu. But I kind of get what they're doing. Saksa just trying to not be behind in this fight because, you know, even though Ignite Esports is ahead, they don't want to give Gosu the chance to just rubber band back into the game here.
Yep, and they need to be more cautious, but right now they know where Farsa is. Basic cancel, the airstrike moves all around, puts the Guardian Barrier. Unseen being trapped inside. Energy transformation lacking, no damage at all. Deep playing with fire, Isan as well, but here comes Basha rolling all around, waiting for those targets as Kiki waiting for a big Hurricane Dance, setting up for a bit. Deep more under the face, not really entirely going in, but no.
Bottom lane though. 1-for-1 trade over to the bottom lane, but over to the mid lane though. Yasuo is going to be starting with the split push. He does have the blade to swear, so this turret go down quickly. Deep is not going to be able to save that turret because that turret actually survives. Hurricane Dance is going to be used defensively against the Deep. Going in for the push onto Kiki. Kiki gets stunned. Deep still going in for the chase. Unseen in the backlines as well.
And Unseen jumping in. Yasuo, he knows he's still there. But the turtle has been slain, of course, into the hands of Ignite Esports. Another one. They are playing with fire. They are baiting everyone into the eyes of those tanks, being the distraction from top to bottom. They are making plays and they are not losing any more of those exchange.
It's
really good play from Yasuo.
This is a completely different Ignite Esports.
Yeah, and they are the ones who's pulling the trigger. Really good adapt into the situation. And Saksa, even though he's confident with all of those damage, he's not entirely being careless with all of those skills. He's poising those threat because if he's alive, even though he's not showing up, he is putting a lot of pressure into the minds of Gosu, and we are going in, going hard. As team being pushed away, and this is the dance of the blade into the Tempest all around, picking up the swords. Cooldown reduction, but here's the 4-man backup.
This might be the turnaround that Gosu needs. Securing the kill onto Kiki might be something there, but that is somebody getting taken out with that Way of the Dragon. Unseen has been seen. Deep's going to go down as well. It is a 1-for-2 trade in favor of Ignite Esports. They are going to try to apply a lot of pressure here. Top lane is going to be pushed by Gosu just to even out the equilibrium here. But that is going to be an easy turret down because Eason just has to swing once on the turret.
Oh my goodness, and that's the tower. Wild charge into the flicker. The power of Ignite Esports, the split.
The split pushing that Ignite Esports has. They're going to maximize this. They're down to just 2 more turns before they can practically call it a GG, to be completely honest. But Gosu can still hang on to this fight. They're not doing
they need
bad
to look for those big team fights.
Yeah, big team fights are what they need, but they don't have a lot of initiative.
Yeah, and at the same time, they don't have any solid follow-ups because the damage is a bit lacking compared to game 1. And right now, you can see Isan just playing with fire, not entirely being afraid of what they can do to him.
Well,
but the wild charge,
maximum charge and the Rondo, and the Rhapsody, I mean.
Yeah. I was expecting for the Detonata there, but of course, Saksa isn't going
Tempest
to
the
let it
Blades!
have it. The answer, into the Blades, picking one after another, and Unseen being played here with all of the bullets coming in from that Kimi.
Kiki in the backside.
Kiki playing with the mind games, just stopping that airstrike.
Does have the Hurricane Dance, goes for a 2-man Hurricane Dance on towards Kimi. He's going to be paying the price there, but Kimi dishes out a lot of damage.
Immortality?
Kiki still survives that. Immortality is clutch.
Oh, fair the airstrike once again. Yasuo baiting a basic K, dude. Stop that. Don't cast anymore, but I'm not going to kick you into the face because, you know, just baiting out the guy. Here we go. This might be another last tower into the hands of Ignite Esports. I mean, Gosu as Ignite Esports with a siege.
Sieging up as much as they can. The Lord is pushing the top lane. Unseen gonna try to clear out the minions, but Sakuragi is there to stop any attempts. Bottom lane turret is gonna go down. It's all down to the wire here for Gosu. They need to win this team fight, potential team game-winning fight here for Ignite Esports as well. In the backline, Kiki gonna go for the Hurricane Dance, but Saksa as well with the Tempest and Blades.
That was a bad delivery coming in from Escanor, but they are going in inside the base and they're disrespecting everyone, but the damage is real as the answer of Gosu. Yasuo
going for the Blades, almost. But Saksa can actually do it.
Oh, yes,
actually
the Winions is the Winions. The card right there seals the deal. 2-1 in favor of Ignite. Second casualty of Winions.
Clear the minions, guys. That's something you have to go for. But that is a very impressive game from Ignite.
Yeah, even in Gosu.
Even on Gosu, too. It was very commendable just so that they were not giving up. They were giving it their all, and just like what happened to Signal Ultra is just they got so caught up in the moment that they forgot about the minions.
Yeah. And you gotta respect Ignite. There's a reason why they are hailed the champs of a different big tournament. Took down BSB. BSB took down the doggy stack. It means that these guys are really big and they understand how well everything goes. And goes to, yes, they have the experience, but they're a bit lacking in terms of the synergy, or they didn't really understand the factor of how well Ignite Esports goes for those split push. So I'm not sure. You can clearly see how aggressive everyone is it was Saksa playing that link. He's really playing it safely. Once he knows that he can do something about that, he's just going to leave.
Yeah, and Saksa is playing it smart on that lane because Ling is, as we all know, is one slippery hero. But it was all down to the wire. That Tempest Blades at the end just bringing down a lot of HP. Just grabbing a lot of attention
right
to
there.
them. While Yasuo was trying to push the side lanes.
Split pushing. Kimmy and Saksa just blocking the path wherein you can respond to what Yasuo is doing. They changed the pace of the game. We're the ones who's going to bank on to those turtles. 15 to 20 seconds. They are all around. They might start a fight before 30 seconds because they want to burn the resources. Once they respond, they're going to play into their strengths again. Yasuo is going to be present, but after that, going for the split.
Going for the split is the game changer there.
Yep.
That's basically it. But that is going to be it. Ignite Esports is going to be facing Next Play Predator in the upper brackets here, while Gosu is going to face Signal Ultra in the lower brackets. Something that is very hard to swallow for Signal Ultra, but it's still doable. A gauntlet is what Signal Ultra needs to win.
Yes, and remember, this is slot for a slot, and you got to show that you're deserving.
And deserving is what we're going to be finding out later on as we continue the Group A close qualifiers here. Once again, we would like to just take this moment to thank our sponsor real quick. Of course, our presenting sponsor, Smart, and our official sponsor, Realme.
And organized by Moontoon.
And that has been Ignite Esports versus Gosu 2-1 in favor of Ignite Esports. I'm Nomad.
I'm Osiris, and we'll be right back.
Hi, nice to see you again. This week, Mobile Legends team returns with a new hero. Let's meet Cecilion, the Embrace of Night. As Carmilla's lover, Cecilion is eager to blend in with human society, despite his identity as a blood demon. With his graceful paces, this powerful mage, Cecilion can easily take everything in control. When fully unleashing his power of Blood Demon, Cecilion is able to destroy any enemy brave enough to challenge him. Unique skill, Moonlit Waltz. When Carmilla is nearby, Cecilion can transform her into a vermeil shadow attached to him, shielding him from damage. Carmilla can also choose an appropriate position to detach and dash into the crowd. When she jumps out, she will obtain a shield herself and slow the enemies down around her. This skill will be granted to Cecilion as an extra bonus when he fights alongside with his lover, Carmilla. This skill can also help Carmilla to escape from the danger or dash into the crowd. First skill, Bat Impact. Cecilion unleashes a giant bat forward, dealing damage to enemies along the path. After landing, the bat will attack again, dealing damage again. Meanwhile, Cecilion's movement speed increases when this skill is cast. This skill can be used continuously within a short period. Each time the mana consumed will be doubled. Use this skill correctly to increase Cecilion's movement speed. Proper use will allow him to escape or chase after enemies more easily. Second skill, Sanguine Claws. Cecilion summons a pair of claws in a designated direction. The claws will drag enemies along the path towards the center, immobilizing them while dealing damage. This skill can generate powerful crowd control effects. Combined with his first skill, Cecilion can deal massive damage with a proper skill combo. Ultimate, Bat's Feast. Cecilion fully releases his power of Blood Demon and increases his movement speed. His released power will continuously attack enemies, slowing them down and dealing damage to them. The power of Blood...
2-0 and 2-1. Those were the score lines of the matches that led us to this moment that we have. Next Play Predator going up against Ignite Esports. And of course, this is for the final slot in the qualifiers, in the finals.
Yeah.
In qualifiers, yeah. But this is Mobile Legends Pac-Man Professional League Season 5, and we're going to be your casters. I am Nomad, and I'm with Reptar. How do you feel after that game from Ignite and Gosu, where it was a pretty close fight during the third game?
Yeah, Gosu pretty much made a statement. These are two teams that a lot of people were really looking out for. There was a lot of hype around them. A lot of people anticipated their performances. I really like that it went 2-1 because it shows that these wild card dark horses, they are here to show up. But we'll see how well Ignite can do against Next Play here, who had a pretty, somewhat dominant game against Signal Ultra Warriors.
Yeah, and Signal Ultra Warriors, of course, will be going up against Gosu later on in the lower brackets. But that's going to be a completely different story as we see our counterparts in the Philippine industry. Magically
I just love how I'm in the same place as Butters, I think. So it's like, we evolved.
we just level up. Just like what our team theme is right now. But yeah, Gosu is going up against Signal Ultra, and I actually feel sorry for Gosu at this point because this is going to be a Signal Ultra that is hungry to get back into the qualifiers, into the regular season, and they are not going to be letting up here. What do you think later on is going to be the game plan for Signal Ultra? How do you think are they going to be bouncing back after that loss from Next Play Predator?
Well, I was actually outside with Signal Ultra Warriors in the viewing area while they were watching the game of Gosu, and you could really like see it in their eyes how well they were scouting everything. Now, I wasn't able to pick stuff up because, you know, they were really just whispering to one another. But I believe that Signal Ultra Warriors have to be... They tried to be aggressive earlier, but it didn't work out for them. I feel like they could try to play it at a bit of a slower pace this time around. Because when you play at a slower pace and you show that your opponents that, oh, we're getting the objectives, we're laning well, that forces your enemies to slow down as well. Because if they go too fast, they're missing out on laning while they're going around to roam. So reset the tempo by just bringing it in, play a bit more conservatively, but then don't be afraid to bounce.
Just like what the meta is for the past couple of seasons, whoever dictates the tempo dictates the game, and they have to be the conductors here. But speaking of conductors, Ignite Esports is going to try to conduct an experiment here, going up against Next Play Predator.
Yeah, Next Play Predator and Ignite Esports. I actually got to see them go against one another in another tournament, and Ignite put up quite a hell of a fight against Next Play Predator. That game went to 3 series, but in the second game, Ignite learned from their mistakes and just completely ran over Next Play. I won't be surprised if we see that again. This might be another series that goes on to Game 3, but then you have to consider Next Play has been watching. Ignite just came from a game. Next Play has been scouting them. They've been watching. They're a bit fresher. They're a bit more relaxed, but maybe that balances out with Ignite still having that adrenaline rush from the last game.
Yeah, momentum is going to be a huge factor here, but at the same time, again, these teams have been at it since Wednesday, where the open qualifiers started. So fatigue is also going to be another one factor. You can have the momentum, all the momentum in the world, but if you're tired mentally and physically, you won't be performing to your top level. And I think that's what Next Play has, having that hour or so rest in between games. But let's go back. Let's go into the meta here, though. Ignite Esports has been going for the split push meta. They did not go for the Masha that they were familiar with, but instead went for a Cho Saksa securing the link in order for them to just distract a lot of the members here from Gosu. And Next Play Predator was playing a bit of the team fight centric here, getting the Hyrit, getting the Grok, consistently getting the Grok actually in both games against Signal Ultra. Do you think that these teams are going to be playing the same gameplay where they're either going to be going for the team fights or split pushes, or are they going to be changing things up because these teams have been watching each other?
Well, for Ignite Esports, that split pushing really is one of their strengths. I believe it was Yasuo who is their main fighter. Yeah, Yasuo, that's his job. Like, all the times I've seen him in smaller tournaments to the last big tournament that they won, they really rely a lot on Yasuo split pushing. But then the question is, how can you respond to that? Because Yasuo does the job so well that teams, even if they try to adjust it, sort of messes them up a little bit. So I won't be surprised if Ignite continues the split push, but I know that next play, seeing all of that, has something prepared. What it is, I'm really excited to see, but I don't know. We really just gotta wait and see.
I mean, basically, anybody that can just stop a split push from happening, if they can force out team fights away from
Ignite.
away from Ignite, that could have been, that can be something that Next Play Predator can go for, because that has been the weakness that Next Play Predator showed during game 1, wherein they were trying to go for the split push, but Gosu were just able to just capitalize on the fact that they were being a bit too greedy, not able to secure objectives, and basically Gosu just secured the tempo against against Ignite
Yeah.
during game number 1. If that's something that Next Play Predator can do, they can just steamroll their way towards and secure a 2-0 victory. But I'm not going to be discounting Ignite Esports. I feel like there is going to be a couple of things up their sleeves. But speaking of up their sleeves, there might be a bit of hearts shown on the sleeves here from our viewers here, of course, because we got a special 2020 Valentine's reward for you guys.
You can see it there. You get 1 guaranteed epic skin if you buy per 5 epic boxes that you get, and you get 1 guaranteed special or elite skin per 5 elite boxes. So it's just 5, and then guaranteed you get 1. But then there's also a chance that you get something from those 5, so you never know.
You'll never know, and this is going to be up until the 23rd of February. So if you did not celebrate Valentine's Day, or if you don't have anyone to celebrate Valentine's Day with, you can just treat yourself with some love, because self-love is more important than love from other.
No, it's okay. It'll be fine, man.
It is
Don't
completely
worry.
fine, because right now it is an intense fight, close qualifiers. This is going to be determining one of the teams that are going into the regular season. But we are going to be going to the draft in just a bit. But real quick, if Ignite Esports or Next Play Predator goes into the regular season, how do you think are they going to be faring well against the other regular season teams?
Next play, I feel like they're already used to it. They have faced the other regular season team in other tournaments. So has Ignite. But next play, I feel like will be a bit more comfortable. Ignite, though, it'll be every game for them will be like to prove themselves. So that might affect them mentally. But here in the draft, we got Farsa banned by Next Play and Ignite banning out the Harith.
That is a bit of a respect ban here for the Farsa Harith as well.
Your team
Is a respect ban. Just a couple of respect altogether. Next Play Predator is going to be banning out Grok. Uranus
Your team
is going to be blocked,
picking.
banned. I mean,
By Ignite.
by Ignite Esports. And the first set of picks is going to be dictating the tempo here for Next Play Predator and Ignite Esports. They're already going to be showing their cards at this stage.
Selena.
But now they are banning it out just to show that respect. Selena being the first pick here by Next Play Predator. What do you think this means for what they're going to play?
A lot of roaming. Abyssal Arrow and Abyssal Traps just laid in the right spots
Jawhead.
will just catch anybody
Your
off guard.
team
And
is
if Selena just builds right, she can just one-hit anybody.
Carry.
Jawhead and the Thumbs being picked up there by Ignite Esports, as well as a Diggy
Your
and a
team
carry.
is
And
picking.
this is going to be Next Play Predator playing aggressive, especially with that Diggy just going to try to protect carry and Selena as much as possible with the time journey.
And if I am Ignite Esports right now, I'd be a bit worried because we saw how crazy Demon QT can get and how Lance has a really good feel for when to pop off Time's Journey
Your
at the right
team is
time
banning.
so as to maximize its use and not leave your team open after you pop it. Because sometimes the problems with some Diggies is that they pop it off too early because they see all the CC coming in, but then they miss one really crucial one, which is usually a gank from backline diver from another team. Lance has been ace with the Time's Journey timing right now, and if I'm Ignite, they're really going to have to show some grade A communication and timing just to get around that.
Yeah, whatever
Your
the
team is
assassin
banning.
here for Ignite Esports is, it has to be somebody that can isolate Selena, isolate carry, especially in the early game. They need to have that early game advantage on that assassin.
Yeah.
Kimmy Bando from Next Play Predator is going to be rounding out just limiting the resources that Ignite Esports has in terms of damage dealers here.
Yeah, and also if you were looking at Ignite Esports lineup with just these three right now, you'd be worried and start thinking that they might go aggressive because with the Jawhead and the Toms, if you put the Kimmy in there along with the Granger, that is an early game. I call it a early game speedball lineup. But
Valir!
There we go.
That's not necessarily going to be the assassin that they need, but the mage that they want, because that's going to be pushing a lot of people back and dishing out a lot of damage, especially if that is a mage type Valir, which is just completely brutal. But a Carmilla and a Lily potentially being hovered here, but instead they're going to be swatting out for the next board. They need one solid tank.
I feel like either pick would be good here. But if the Xborg would be a little bit too risky, so Carmilla is the safer route. Xborg does provide a bit of that spacing and damage they need, but they go against it because that can just be, you know, the space that the Valir can provide can just annoy them with the Xborg. And we see our first Hayabusa of the day.
That's the assassin that they need. But, of course, it's going to be on to Kiki. Oh, no.
Oh, Kiki changed out. It's going to be Sakuragi.
Yeah, it's going to be Yasuo.
Yeah.
Sakuragi on that Granger. And it's now Ignite Esports playing to their strengths as well. Again, they're going to go for the split push meta here with that Hayabusa. But at the same time, Hayabusa can just go into the backlines and dish out a lot of damage and just focus out the carry, focus out the Selena. Things that they want to happen in the early game. But as soon as the game progresses, Selena and carry, they're going to be a big problem.
Yeah, Ignite has to take control of the game very early on. That doesn't mean that if they take control of the game, Next Play won't be able to come back, but it gives them that little bit of edge from the beginning, especially when they get to the mid to late portion of the game. They're going to be really happy that they dictated the tempo that early on.
And who do you think is going to be dictating the tempo here for the game number 1?
I feel like it's going to be Next Play trying to go a little bit more aggressive here because they do have the Selena early on. With the ability advantage, you want to make the most out of that. Ignite being the split pushers that they are going to play this a little bit slowly, try to draw Next Play to certain areas, and then go for the split.
And this is game number 1 between Next Play Predator and Ignite Esports. As game number 1, a bit of a scuffle in the mid lane. Nothing major though. Kiki in the back lines going to try to outpush everybody out there and try to deny them from securing the buff for Hayabusa. But let's not...
you can really see the importance that these teams are putting on the objectives here in the jungle. Especially, they had like a 3 versus 2 scuffle here. They dished out a lot of skills just to take out the Litho Wonder. And Next Play, I believe if I'm not mistaken, they were able to get the first one as well. So they get to secure 2 Litho Wonders. Yes, it heals you, but it also gives you the gold.
And gold is what makes the world go round in the world of Mobile Legends, because that is what provides you with items.
That is
Speaking
true,
of items, sorry, I'm thin. Forces out the flicker onto Ison. That's going to be the first blood on to Sakuragi.
Granger going down, but then also Diggy going down off screen. That is a kill on Lancy by Kiki. And it looks like it's going to be Kiki with the support emblem here. So we're not getting the hardcore mage Valir here, more of a support just to provide space. Oh, but the Abyssal Arrow lands on Hayabusa, and they make the most out of it. Next Play getting that kill.
That is exactly why you need to watch out for Selena, and sometimes, for that matter, just ban out Selena altogether. Shinbu, you will be one happy scout here.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Selena's back.
Selena is back.
That is the we should never impersonate Shinbu ever again because that was pretty not good. That we could have done better.
Could have done better, but this could have been. This is going to be an easy take. Yasuo taking out a lot of damage. Lilia is going to be forced to use out the ultimate. Yasuo dangerously low. Dima Cutie not connecting with the pinwheels, but they're going to be backing off. But while that's happening over the top lane, Selena's going to go down as well as a siege here on the top lane. Ison and the rest of Ignite Esports in the top lane will be disengaging, instead securing the spot there near the turtle because the turtle is going to be up in about 30 seconds.
Yep, 25 seconds until the turtle, and as I did mention, Next Play playing aggressively more from the start, but Ignite is responding really well. A bit of the small gold lead here by Next Play Predator, but not so much that Ignite has to worry. They still have a pretty good control of the map. They just really have to be more careful here, which they are doing really well. Next play has to be the one who's more careful here with their aggression.
Ignite Esports is not doing what they did during their match against Gosu, where they tried to secure the tier 1 turret as fast as they can. They're respecting Next Play Predator here because they know that if they mess up here, they will be moved to the lower brackets once again, and they don't want that to happen.
Another Litho Wonder going there over the side of Next Play Predator, and judging just from that, you can tell that they really have a slightly better control of the jungle and the objectives, especially around the mid lane area. Oh, there goes Ison. Can he get away? Yes, he does, but he had to force use the flicker.
And that's the turtle going to be forfeited unless Ison just jumps in.
He should.
No sights available. They're going to be sieging the bottom lane instead. Kiki, do you love me? He's going to go away. Yasuo going to go for the time journey. A very, very timely time journey, if you ask me.
He needed that, but Lancey almost going down. Yasuo not afraid to play a bit more aggressive here. They're going to be going after the crab. And another objective for Next Play Predator. That's been the story for Next Play right now. It's still pretty even in lane control, but when it comes to the jungling, getting those objectives, it's Next Play.
That is the Raptor Machete being picked up by Sakuragi as well. He's going to be a bit of a problem, not as much though, but this tier 1 turret is not going to be a problem any longer for Next Play Predator because it is going to go down. Carry just dishing out a lot of damage. HP is dropping down on Ison. Thams is going to be forced to use out the ultimate just to dish out just a couple more damage there, but it's not enough. He's still not a threat here for Ignite Esports, for Next Play Predator.
Yeah, and Ignite, they are keeping their composure though. They're not being too careless here, but Kiki has to be a bit more careful because Michikos is right there. Just providing the space is Marksu, but here comes Yasuo trying to go after Lancey. Will he be able to go to Time's Journey? Has been popped. Marksu just able to position himself well enough to avoid the frontliners of Ignite Esports from diving in. Demon Cutie able to hold on to the top lane against the Jawhead.
And Demon Cutie just really has to keep his pace, just try to farm up as much as he can, because as soon as we hit the 10-minute mark, that is when carry is going to be a problem, and that's what Demon Cutie wants to happen. Just like what happened to Ignite Esports against Gosu when they did not take notice on the Bruno. They just farmed up.
Yep, and I like how Jawhead also knows that very well. We saw Jawhead Saxa try to go for an engage or maybe just a bit of a harass in the mid lane, and he realized he was taking too much time there, so he went to the top. But now it looks like that turret goes down to Demon Cutie, which frees up the roaming. Ison has to be careful here. Abyssal Arrow will miss. Sorry, Finn is really low. Michikos getting really low. He gets stunned.
And that's going to be the follow through by Ignite Esports. Saxa going to try to dive in, but he's going to be able to back out. Ison will be able to take out Selena. Not much of a problem there, but he is now going to be in danger because that's going to be the flicker by Demon Cutie. Demon Cutie almost takes out Ison. Ison going to go down. The fade away, walk away.
Fade away, walk away, but landing flat on his back because it just wasn't enough. Great timing there by the pull from the mines of the Diggy. That actually saved, I believe that was Michikos, who was stunned, and then you just saw the Jawhead was about to dive in, but was pulled back just in time. Meanwhile, Yasuo here in the bottom lane is going to be able to take down that turret. They can roam a lot more, even playing field somewhat. Oh no, it's just actually one turret taken down by Ignite. Next Play has to lead by 2.
Not something that Ignite wants, but Hayabusa will start to become a problem as we reach the 8-minute mark. Should be a problem as soon as we reach the 8-minute mark. Durant's going to be picked up by Lancey.
Oh no, he's in a dangerous spot here. Lancey is getting really low. He gets taken down by the Valor.
Valor is one of the underrated mages there because the sheer amount of power injected away from escaping reality.
Get on out of here, says the Jawhead. Saxa, wonderfully timed, taking out Sorry I'm Thin, and it's just 1-3-1 for the Selena, kind of missing some key arrows, but Kiki getting so much damage from Demon Cutie. Demon Cutie just telling him, you're lucky you got away.
And I'm at a loss for words how Next Play is playing this really well. Ison, next target. And this boils down to Ignite Esports not giving Demon Cutie the proper amount of respect. Just letting Demon Cutie roam around the map to secure a lot of gold, secure a lot of items.
Yeah, and how the tempo has been going is that Jawhead left the top lane a lot more just to help out. Oh no, but wait, Lancey pops off Time Journey just to get away, was getting hit by Death Rhapsody by... Yeah. by the Death Sonata.
That's another.
Death Sonata makes that up, but Lancey here will be fine. And as I was saying, Jawhead left the top lane a little bit too much. There's Demon Cutie making the most out of that with a lot of farm. 3-0 and 0. Next play, Predator. Good thing they're getting this performance from their carry because Story M Thin is missing some key arrows here and starting to fall off a bit. And the turtle looks like it's going to be taken by Next Play Predator.
I like how the small detail. Carmilla was cutting out the minions from Hayabusa in the bottom lane in the tier 2 turret. That's how you should be playing against a Hayabusa. Cut out the minions so that he doesn't have any abilities to push. And because of that, Ignite Esports is forced to fight in a 4v5 while Eason, dangerously close to dying, manages to survive barely. But this tier 1 turret, tier 2 turret is about to go down.
Good thing he was able to get away there. I think that was a bit of a miscommunication from Ignite or from maybe a bit of a misplay. But Yasuo gets hit. Will he be able to get pulled? Yes, he will. Can he get out? He uses the ult just to try to engage some damage, but no. Lilia taking down the Hayabusa.
This is a Hayabusa that has that's having a hard time to securing his #1 game plan, which is a split push.
Yeah, Mark Su in dangerous situation here. Oh, ejected to the back. Mark Su, can he survive the lifesteal, keeping him up? But he's just getting chased down. Sakuragi gets the kill.
Yeah, Abyssal Arrow did not connect. If it connected onto Eason, could have been a completely different story there. And Blade of Despair finally being picked up by Sakuragi. Kiki
out.
Do you love me? That hurts! Abyssal Arrow!
Good block.
Secured by Eason. They're going to be backing off now.
Oh, another great block there from Next Play Predator.
There goes the Golden Staff.
From Ignite. Golden Staff now.
Demon Cutie can now practically erase anybody at this point.
He needs a little bit more help though. This Selena has to do just a little bit better, but I would agree with you. Carry is gonna be more than enough. I feel like with him a little bit.
If it were a Masha, it could have been a different story. I mean, Masha got semi-buffed in the latest fashion.
Yeah, a little bit more health.
A little bit more HP means he can just last longer in individual team fights or securing objectives for that matter.
And that is one of the key heroes here for Yasuo. Oh no, Eason gets caught out. He's getting really low, but he gets to survive. Oh no, that's a kill for the Lilia. This time it's Sasa. Will he be able to get away? He uses Flicker, but the Abyssal Arrow misses again, but it was so close.
So close. Yasuo is going to be aiming for a steal here, but he just gives away his location. Instead, he's going to be backing off. Not worth it. Not worth it to steal this level 1 Lord.
Better to be safe than sorry. Granger has to be careful here, though. When that Lord gets taken down, Granger, of course, from the mid lane, getting away. Good read there. Next Play Predator with the advantage.
The Lord is going to be making his way over to the bottom lane, so this is going to be the proper opportunity for Next Play to just apply a lot more pressure in the mid lane and the top lane, especially the top lane. They should start swinging the minion equilibrium and get the lane priority.
Let's see what will happen here. It seems like Next Play is just positioning themselves away from the Lord, actually.
They're not going to be walking with the Lord.
They're not going to be walking with it. Applying pressure in the middle lane. Eason gets caught out again. He uses Flicker just to get out. Sakuragi dealing a lot of damage. Deaths are not a hit. Mark Su in a dangerous spot, but Michiko's getting a bit of a threat here from Yasuo over there on the side. They get that buff. Next Play Predator. That's a small advantage that they need. Oh, the Abyssal Arrow lands. Oh, they dive in. Yasuo deleted.
But Eason gets deleted as well. Saksa gets deleted. That's just multiple bodies falling down on side of Ignite Esports. It is now down to a 2v5 here. Bottom lane is going to be pushed out by the Lord. Mid lane is going to be easily taken care of by this 4-5-man push by Next Play Predator. Bottom lane and mid lane is going to be sieged up. Ignite Esports is now barely holding on. Kiki, do you love me? That's not going to be the case. He's going to be deleted. Sakuragi on his own. And this is Next Play Predator just pushing forwards.
And it's going to be really difficult for them. It's just Sakuragi. 5 seconds until Eason comes back. Will Sakuragi be able to hold? The Lord is knocking on the base and looks like it is going to be enough for Next Play Predator to take game number 1.
One more game, and they're going to be making their way over to the upper bracket finals. And that's something that Next Play Predator really wants to happen here. The momentum has been taken away from Ignite Esports as well.
Yeah, they are. Now it's Next Play Predator with all the momentum in the world. Rested, scouted, And now next play, taking game number 1. But Ignite Esports, as we mentioned, they have been in this position before. They are one of those teams that they are almost there, right there, really close to be on par with the top of the top. But it really shows that when they find themselves in this situation, they can recover. So I won't be surprised if Ignite gets game 2 here. But next play had a really scary game.
They're saying that Michiko's is the MVP with 404. I personally disagree. It's Demon Cutie just maximizing all the space that was given to him in order for him to just farm up and become a threat. That was the exact moment when Demon Cutie started becoming a threat. Yeah. And was able to just delete anybody. And that is what you should be going, what you shouldn't be doing against a carry. Making sure that the carry does not have farm, does not have enough space to just build up the economy. Something that Ignite Esports did not do.
Yeah, props though on Next Play Predator for being able to pull the attention away of Ignite well enough that Jawhead really felt like he needed to leave the lane just to help out. But it seemed like every time he would show up, Next Play would go back, and then immediately Jawhead would regret it like, oh no, I left carry to farm again. But we talked a lot about Soryamthin and his Selena missing a lot of key arrows, but he landed the arrow that changed it all at the end.
Yeah, all the arrow. I mean, it's a pretty decent arrow to hit ratio, but it's still pretty. It's still crucial. The crucial arrows are what matters here. It doesn't matter if you miss a lot of arrows. Shimbu. And Michiko's is going to be our MVP. 4-0-4. I called it. The game called it. But it's still going to be the carry for me, though.
Yeah, because Carry didn't spend a lot of time in team fights because Carry was really just focusing. Demon Cutie knew the job that he had to do, and he did that job better than Yasuo did for Ignite. If I were Yasuo right now, I feel like go back to your comforts, pick your fighter side laner. Because it seems like in terms of how he's playing, I could tell a bit from like the movement, like the language of his movements, that he's more used to playing it as a fighter. So we might actually finally see Yasuo's Masha come up.
And Masha is something I'm looking forward to. And will they Masha some potatoes here in terms of a next play? That's something we need to find out.
Yeah, I am really trying so hard to come up with a equally good quip to that, but I just can't. Masha the potatoes.
Masha the patatas.
Masha the patatas. Okay, but I don't think next play is gonna start potating here. You know, are you okay?
Yeah, they're gonna be. And if anything, next play is starting to be the praise here. I think that eSport is the predator in this matchup, to be completely honest.
Yeah,
and I mean, their souls being ignited right now.
Oh. You're on fire. Keep it going, man. Keep it going. You're on fire right now.
They're really looking for the things to just push them forward. The kindle,
the spark,
the spark that Ignite Esports is. They already have.
You're doing fine. We're doing fine here. How are you doing at home? Hopefully you enjoyed that first game between Next Play Predator and Ignite Esports. We sure did. But now let's go back into it. What can Ignite Esports do? Or what can they improve on from their last game to secure this game to win?
Masha.
You really want to see the Masha here.
Masha is a crucial point. An arrival Masha with unbending will. That is a pristine Masha there. Because as soon as Masha gets the Golden Staff or a Demon Hunter Sword, or not even a Golden Staff, just change it into a...
Circus Fury? Windtalker maybe?
Windtalker.
Yeah.
Just change that up. He's going to be a completely different problem. Where Masha Arrival can just respond to any team fights, can start applying a lot of pressure in a different spot of the map, and especially considering the fact that Arrival takes around 25 to 30 seconds before it comes out of cooldown. That's a lot of map pressure. And the way that Yasuo has been playing the split pusher, Masha really fits his playstyle. That's something I want to see here from Ignite Esports. That's the only thing that they can do to come back into this.
But that puts them in a really tough spot, because I'm pretty sure all other teams that have scouted Ignite Esports knows about that Masha from Yasuo. If they bring that out, you're sure as hell gonna see a lot of counters coming in from Next Play, knowing we finally made you bring that out. we're going to counter it. It is going to be up to Ignite. If they do decide to bring out that Masha, they have to get more CC heavy heroes and something that could really just apply a lot of pressure in other lanes because they need to let Yasuo go to work.
That is exactly what's on my mind. If you're going to be putting out a Masha, you can apply this in your RGs. If you're going to be pushing out a Masha, make sure that the 4 other people in your team can sustain a 4v5 team fight. That's why the pre-rework Belleric comes into mind.
Ooh,
getting either a Grok or a Kufra and put a Kimmy or a Granger on top of that, just leave Masha alone. Masha's going to be able to just push anywhere. And if you need help, if you need more DPS, that's when Masha's going to come in. But that 4-man composition is more than enough to sustain a 4v5 fight. That's something Ignite Esports can go for. Could be something that Next Play Predator can be going for as well to just counter out whatever Masha can do. But essentially, a composition that can fight off against 5 men, that's something that Ignite Esports has in their sleeves.
It's so easy to talk about it, but once we get into the draft, it's gonna be so difficult because it's gonna be, if Ignite do want to pull that off, they're gonna need a really good tank, and the tanks have been getting banned left and right here today. If they want to pull this off, Ignite might have to give up banning the Uranus, which I feel like would make it difficult now for the Masha to do what they need to do. And actually, we're already here in the draft. The first bans out. Next Play banning out Farsa and the Grok. Meanwhile, Ignite banning out Selena and Harith.
Valier is going to be the first ban here. First pick, I mean, by Next Play Predator. Ignite Esports, they need to really show their cards here.
I feel like Next Play showing the Valier is sort of them warning Ignite that if you want to pick out that Masha, we're going to have that Valier go to just whatever lane Masha's in and just keep him at bay. But it looks like they're not going for the Masha because Ignite picks up the Cho, and this time they get the Lilia.
And that's going to be a Yasuo Cho, if anything.
Yeah. That's what worked out for Yasuo throughout the day. But this is what's terrifying. Once again, Demon Cutie, given that carry, and you mentioned Belleric, we might see it get picked out here by Next Play.
That's it. Yeah, they're going to go for a Diggy. That's going to be a Mage of Valor, going to be protected by Diggy. Carry is going to be the primary marksman for obvious reasons. It's going to be potentially going to be in the bottom lane.
Granger?
Granger.
Usually it's the Diggy that goes with the marksman, but I agree that I feel like Next Play are going to be playing the carry solo. Just like what they did, it worked out really well for them. So they're just going to leave carry alone, help from time to time, but the Diggy you're mostly going to see with the Valier, which will be terrifying because that's going to make the Valier really hard to catch with the pushback and, of course, time's journey from the Diggy if they need it.
Some of the choices that Ignite Esports has here is going to be one reliable tank. Grok is no longer in the equation, so you're going to be left with an Akai, a Lolita, Minotaur, a Jawhead. Once again, a Uranus is going to be banned out here by Ignite Esports. They need to pick up a tank.
If I were Ignite, I would go for the... I might pick up the Kufra, because if you have the Kufra picked up by Next Play, it's going to be hard for Cho to do his thing. So maybe... It might be Kufra or Hylos going to Ignite, but they pick out Kaja first, which opens up the tanks for Next Play.
I don't like this Kaja pick. I mean, Kaja's good. There's no denying that. I mean, it's a hard CC onto one. But you have a Diggy.
And a Valier to push it
and
back.
You have and the return of Esmeralda, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally seeing Esmeralda back into the play. X-Ray Predator is hovering on the Esmeralda.
It sounds like you really missed Esmeralda, man.
And Carmilla. There goes Esmeralda and the Carmilla. Carmilla is going to be locked in. And this is the return of Esmeralda, ladies and gentlemen.
That is a terrifying lineup.
And that is an Aurora being locked in by Ignite Esports.
Whoa. That came completely out of left field. Look at Ignite just fist bumping one another. Okay, here's the surprise. Aurora, though, they do realize they don't have a strong sustaining tank, right? Because
unless it's going to be a tank show.
Is that going to be enough, though?
It's not enough.
It's not going to be enough. That's going to be a lot of damage and pressure coming in from the side of next play. The moment that Esmeralda and Carmelo pick came out, I was terrified for Ignite Esports.
All right, let's both agree on this. We are both tank players. We are both tank mains. The team that does not have a huge AoE initiate is a team that loses. That's something that Ignite Esports does not have. They don't have big initiates. They're going to be relying on Cho. They're going to be relying on Aurora with the ultimate. And they're going to be relying on Kaja with that single target hard CC. That's the same thing that Cho has. On the flip side, look at
really low here in the mid.
And Yasuo doing his normal thing and just pushing the top lane turret. I think they're going to try to go for the tier 1 turret pressure, just like what they did there. But, you know, Mark Su is going to keep him at bay. A small scuffle here for the Crab.
Yeah, and this is good what Mark Su's doing. Just don't allow Cho to get that, because you know that throughout the game, Yasuo is just going to be freely farming and pushing. Oh, but trying to get the steal. Did he get it?
Not going to happen.
Oh, not going to happen.
Goes for the G Kundo.
Yep, Mark Su holding on in the top lane, but Sakura